welcome to the garden. There's a bunch of houses right off camera, so I can just feel the work from home people watching me as I'm doing this, and that's really not great for my sanity. So, welcome to our first episode in the garden. This is my second year in the community garden. They're called pea patches in Seattle. If I refer to it as a pea patch, this is what I am referring to. I got into my plot around May last season, so I started pretty late. So this is my first season where I'm going to be like actually doing a full season, I think. So we have some stuff to take care of today. Firstly, I'm going to be building an arch. That's what I have so far. I'm building an arch, and that will be used to support sweet peas and snap peas. I am referring to it as my sweet pea arch because I think that's just adorable. For some reason, this is like what I'm most excited about this season, not the food. Last season, I felt like it was mostly about the food for me, but this one I'm just like all about the sweet pea arch. So yeah, sorry if there's like nature sounds. I don't know what you want me to do about that. Really excited about the sweet pea arch, so we're starting that today. And then I also have to like just get my plot kind of set up. Direct sowing some sweet peas today and some snap peas, and yeah. Also, this is just unironically how I dress in the garden. Get used to it. Let's get started with the sweet pea arch, shall we? Okay, slight angle change, sorry. So I got this arch off of Amazon, which I know is bad. I tried to find one on Facebook Marketplace, but it was like getting to be crunch time, so I just bought the one on Amazon. The only instructions it came with, I don't know if you can see, it's just pictures. So I'm gonna build this and probably time lapse this bad boy. God, this is awkward. There's nobody here, thank God. I'm the only one at the garden currently, but if there was somebody here, I think I would be passing out from pure embarrassment. That's fun. Let's get started. Maybe over here would be better. I don't know, man. Lighting is hard when you're like actively outside. Okay, I am 5'1.5". The half is very important to me, and this is where we're already at. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be pretty short. I don't really know how I'm gonna do this by myself, but we'll figure it out. How am I gonna get up there? I'm gonna bring a chair over and angle you up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is much taller than I was expecting. I don't measure things. That's a fun fact about me. I looked at the measurements for this, but I didn't come out here and like actually measure. So if this fits, that will be a miracle. Shocked there's nobody here. It's a beautiful day. I'm grateful there's nobody here, but like surprised. It's not the most structurally sound. Pretty wobbly. Oh, bumblebee. Okay, it's rather wily. Shit, 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 shit. Okay. This is huge. we have arch. Arch is done. That was tough, but we did it. Okay, let me show you what we've got here. Here's the arch in her entirety. I'm gonna leave it here for now while we do our prep in the garden bed. So let me take you over there. There's like an overview of the garden. Bare right now because it's March, but in the summer it's gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. Here is my plot right here. Ignore the mess in the middle, please and thank you. Here's what we're working with. It is 100 square feet. I'll put you right here, I think. It's probably gonna be my best bet. A thumbnail shot if I've ever seen one. This is the garden bed. This is what we're working with. You might notice that there is piles of stuff, and that is in fact shit. So the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle does something called Zoo Do, where they compost the zoo animals' manure throughout the year, and then you can sign up to get some of it. And I have a gardening friend that has a truck, which is major. So we took the truck over and we picked up a truckload full of manure. And so we spent the past 2 days like loading and unloading that. So I have my half of the truckload in here. This needs to be spread out and then we can get the arch installed properly. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to like dig. We have a person coming. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to dig some holes and then put the arch in that way. Hi. Sorry, I had to cut the cameras because a neighboring gardener showed up to get something, and that was embarrassing and also humbling. But we are back. Where was I? I believe I was talking about manure, which is something I do a lot more in my life now than I ever expected I would. But yeah, so we need to get this spread out, and I have rake. There we go. I have a bit of a crack in the foundation of my raised bed. I didn't make this raised bed, it came with the plot, so I'm gonna try to find a couple rocks and just like patch up that spot for now until I get a better solution. Okay, I found a broken brick and a stick. I think I can kind of like MacGyver this. It's not perfect, but I think that'll be better than it is. This is a workout, Jesus. That's looking pretty good, yeah? All right, I'm gonna go put this rake back. Alright, I'm back with this. I was thinking put it up here, get an idea of where it's gonna wanna stay. Does that look right? I don't know where to put you guys so you can see. Looks pretty good. I don't really want to put you in the garden bed with the fresh manure on my tripod. Seems kind of gross. Is that better at all? Okay, so I feel pretty good about this, guys. So my plan is I'm just going to step on this lowest rung and sink it into the ground a little bit. Totally bent. That's crazy. Whoops. It's definitely not centered. Care enough to fix that. Like pull up this side and try to thin it out a little bit. Give or take. Okay. Pretty solid. I think that's fine. Just gonna fill in this hole. Cute, right? That rung totally took a beating, but that's fine. It's still stable enough. Now the fun part, we get to plant some sweet peas. My plan is I'm gonna do sweet peas and intermix a few snap peas, sugar snap peas as well, because they're of the same family or genus. I took high school biology, don't quote me on that. But let's look at the varieties of sweet peas I have because I'm very excited. First I have just the standard, what is this? Royal Family mixture. This is kind of the most basic, I think. Climbing variety, and this is a jumbo pack just for funsies. Then I have these early flowering sweet peas, which are also a climber, which is excellent. I think they're all climbers, but I think the ones that say climbers are more climby, you know? So those are great. Love that for me. I bought two fancy varieties too. I have Blue Celeste, which I'm very excited about. I think this one's beautiful. Blue Celeste and April in Paris. These ones are highly fragrant, apparently, so that's delightful. So I think I have a good mix of like the classic colors and then a couple of fancy ones. And then for my snap peas, I just went with Super Sugar Snap. These are pretty basic, and these are a pole variety, so they will climb as well, as most snap peas do. So I believe these like to be about an inch in the soil and a couple inches apart a piece. So I'm just gonna kind of like do what feels right and see what I end up with. 2 to 3 inches apart, and then I need to thin them out. So I'm gonna put in more than I think will germinate, because you never know, like if squirrels or bugs or something are gonna get to the seedlings before you do. I might actually just mix them up in my hand so it's like fully random. That might be what I do. I think that's a good idea. I'm so excited. Seeds are bigger than I thought they would be. Have my handful of seeds all mixed up. No way of knowing what variety I'm planting, and I'm gonna get started on my trenches and then start spacing these out. I just dropped a bunch, so we might have a volunteer sweet pea there. I'm gonna go outer rung and inner rung, I think. Go through and add a few more on this side. That's all the sweet peas. Gonna toss in a few of these snap peas. Not very many, but just a few to get some vegetables growing in here. About that many. Oops. I don't really have like a rhyme or reason how I'm spacing these. My philosophy with gardening is like, if it wants to grow, it will. If it doesn't, it won't. That's fine. Can we do the other side? There we have it. Gonna see if the water is turned on yet. It wasn't last I checked, but if it is, I'm gonna give everybody a little bath and then we'll be good to go. Alright, just kidding. I'm actually gonna toss in some carrots and radishes while I'm out here because these are early spring sows as well. So I have some cherry bell radishes and long imperator carrots. I don't know what these are. They're a carrot, you know, the carroty kind of carrot. Let me think of where I want these. I think I'm gonna go over there with the carrots, over here with the radishes. That feels right to me. I have to show you this. My parents got me these really cute garden labels, and I think they got them from Etsy. They're really cute. I have a whole set of them, so I'm excited to get these in the ground. We'll go like this way. I like a good row. Both pretty shallow rocks. I have some strawberries here, actually. We'll do radishes next to carrots. It does not look like water has been turned back on yet for the season. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so I'm not like terribly concerned. All right, camera died, but hopefully I have enough portable charger battery to do this outro. So yeah, thank you for joining me in the garden today for the first time. Sorry if angles and lighting and sound and everything was terrible. First one of these. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated throughout the season as the sweet pea and snap pea arch develops, hopefully, and obviously we'll be doing more episodes of planting and stuff. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Outros are hard.